Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you don't mind hitting the like, subscribe button, we have new episodes coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you guys so much for checking it out.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
I got
the shorts.
Do you know what? That's where I was the first person in line at that Benny pop-up in New York.
Yo, oh my God, you were Sam.
Yeah.
Yo, that's fire.
Isn't that yeah?
I remember that because you definitely reposted that you were the first one in line.
Yeah, Jake made. I got there at like 7 a.m. And my business partner was the second person in line now.
Word.
It's funny. We just met there that day.
Fire.
And then I met 1,000 Words that day. And,
absolutely, yep. And
but
Benny came late that day because of the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Yeah, because you had to go. Yeah, but I remember being so tired and just smoke. I probably smoked like a quarter that already before we got there, and I'm being like, do a video of you being the first person in line. I'm like, trying to fake be awake. I remember just looking like I was cracked up. But that was such a fun day.
Y'all should have caught me 3-4 hours ago.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I put sunglasses on and I took a nap in my car outside. I was like, yo, hold my spot. I sat in my car with sunglasses on and took a 20-minute nap.
Yo, I didn't give you nothing though that day?
Nah, I didn't know. That was literally the next month is when my podcast started kind of taking off.
Okay.
It was funny.
Because I'm like, what I usually do. If I see someone first in line and they've been waiting for so long and all of that, I'd be like, yo, give him a free.
But you guys always show love. I have gotten, I remember getting a couple extra and Tony's giving me some free stuff, the Montana Ave hats and all that. But you guys really do show love.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, whoever shows love to us, and if we constantly see people, it's why not? We have to. I think when you reciprocate love is when you start to build a bond and you know what I'm saying? We can't build a bond with everyone, but you know?
Yeah, but you were saying people on tour care about all the aspects, all the lanes.
Absolutely. Griselda has the best fucking fans on earth. Shout out to all the other rappers, but y'all not fucking with our fans. Griselda fans usually fans will only care about that specific rapper that they're going to see, you know what I'm saying? Griselda fans care about Benny's best friend, Benny's daughter, the person that directed the video, the person who created the merch. And they show genuine love for everything that contributes to his success and to Griselda's success, period. I think that's fucking awesome. I love them.
And seeing the love on tour, I've been to a lot of concerts and I don't just listen to Griselda. It's my favorite, but I don't just listen to it. I've been to a lot of different shows. The love is so different, in the audience. That shit's crazy.
That shit's fucking genuine. You know what I'm saying? I say these guys definitely saved a part of hip-hop that I think was lost, because I don't only think the music was lost. I think the fans also changed in hip-hop as well, because everything is just so microwaved. So these guys saving that part of hip-hop, I feel those fans and the genuine loyalty and care and respect that we used to have growing up for hip-hop was also brought back.
And you're not even from Buffalo. I know I said that before, but I got to put it on record on the podcast.
Yeah. Honestly, public record, I am not from Buffalo.
I bet you get that all the time. You thought I was from Buffalo.
I definitely thought you was from Buffalo. Absolutely.
Because I kept asking you to do the podcast in Buffalo. And you're like, why the fuck would I?
Right. I'm does he live in Buffalo?
I was like, why doesn't she want to do the podcast in Buffalo? I'm going to travel up there for
Mind you.
The whole time I've had the studio.
Exactly. I could have been did it months ago. No, I'm not from Buffalo. I'm from the Bronx. But it's crazy because when you're trying to get me to go to Buffalo, the guys know that I do not like Buffalo. And it's nothing against, I love Buffalo people. You know what I'm saying? I think Buffalonians make Buffalo great. But as just the city, I can't. It's nothing to do. I'll be
are we gonna go shopping,
right?
Smoke weed?
There's
or
no
eat
shopping
food
areas.
Right now? There's sneakers. There's I drive between the Cellar to
oh, I love the Cellar. Okay, shout out to the Cellar.
A couple stores that you can buy shoes.
It's
at
definitely a couple of stores. It's
but
definitely
no, they're really.
It's definitely 3 stores.
Because the first time I went there was for. I don't mean to disrespect your city while you're.
Oh yeah.
I'm not here. No, I do love Buffalo, but the first time, after the 4th time I was there, I was like, all right, what am I gonna do this time?
Yo, you know what?
I almost
Honestly,
went to the movie theater.
I used to honestly, Cruz, City Boy, he definitely made a point with me. He was just like, yo, I really think you don't like Buffalo because the first time you went to Buffalo, you went for Shay's funeral. You know, rest in peace, Shay. And I
Rest in
feel
peace,
like
Shay.
I feel like that does have a lot to do with like me going back. I always get that feeling like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was really kind of traumatizing. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So
That was the
that's
first time you went up to
yeah,
Buffalo. Damn.
yeah. So I think that's that along with it being boring is the reason why I probably, you know what
It's
I'm
also,
saying?
I don't mean to disrespect. I have fun every time I'm there, but there aren't a lot of. I'll just hang out, more money, less violence in the cellar. I'll just
Oh,
go
absolutely.
between the
Yo,
two.
honestly, fact. Shout out to Woods.
Shout out Woods.
That's a dope store. I love what he's doing there. I love the people. Like I said, but the Buffalonians, you know what I'm saying? I commend them and the guys 100% because to make it from a place that has absolutely nothing is like so respectable to me. You know what I'm saying? Like making it in New York City is hard, but we have so much. You know what I'm saying? They have nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like to get out of that or to be so creative and to do shit like what Woods is doing or what West did is like, holy shit, they need 10 more times the praise than, you know, the person with more opportunity.
So you went up there for the first time for Shay's funeral, but
Mm-hmm.
how did you like link up with Buffalo people for the first time?
At a XXL shoot, I met Griselda was having a XXL shoot. West, Conway, and Benny. It was in the Bronx. It wasn't in Buffalo.
It was in your turn, on your turn.
Exactly. So I met the guys, but I met Benny, and Benny was like just, you know, letting me know, like, he was discussing what he was trying to do with BSF, and it was before, you know, BSF really kind of took off the way it did, so.
And what were you doing there?
I just finished working for Thug then. I was coming off of that. And
Doing
I was,
design and
well, for Thug, I did designs. I did day-to-day point. So, coming off of that, I was in like a space of like, all right, what's next? You know what I'm saying? And when I was speaking to Benny and he was telling me like what he was trying to do, it was kind of like, to be honest, it was like, okay, do I want to do this? Because it's kind of like going from someone that's so mainstream to like underground. But like when he was telling me like his vision for BSF and shit, it's like, why not build something from the ground up? I feel like when you build something, when you help contribute to building something from the ground up, it's more respected. And, you know, you get more light from that rather than helping someone that's already established. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So,
So you were working with Thug beforehand.
Facts.
So you were just working with artists doing that?
so I started at 19. I started at The Source magazine. I was an intern for like 3 months. But I found out, it's a cool story though. I found out so Benzino not Benzino, when I was talking about Londell McMillan was the one that bought The Source from Benzino when I was working there. So 50 still had a static with The Source where he wasn't doing interviews with The Source because of the shit that happened with Eminem. So I found out where 50's office was when I was 19 and hungry as fuck. And I started going to his office like every day, like trying to get an interview with him.
Saying that you were from The Source?
Saying that I was from The Source, and they dubbed me every time until, one of those days, it was like a Friday, he had a recording studio in his office, and he came out, and he's like, yo, you're the girl that, like, basically keeps fucking coming up here? You want to interview? Cool. So anyway, I got the interview with 50, long story short. They hired me at The Source. And that's when I started at 19. And, you know, I appreciate Londell McMillan, but I learned a lot working in the industry at a young age because, I don't know how to say this and make it sound like politically correct, but at that age with interns, I feel like certain people in the industry, you know, take advantage.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Take advantage and want to pay you less or not pay you what you're worth or whatever. And I feel like that's just something that you have to go through and grow through. So I still give respect to Londell McMillan, but ultimately I left The Source because of that, because of pay and lack of creativity. They were like a one-trick pony. Shout out to The Source, but they were looking at other magazines, you know.
Things get stale. I understand what
Facts.
you're saying.
I fought for Kendrick to be on the fucking cover
Wait.
when Section 80 came out.
Really?
It was 19 years old arguing with fucking 38 who knows how old they were. But fought for him to get on the cover. They're like, no other magazine put him on yet. What does he have other than Section 80? And I'm like, what? We're the source. We founded fucking Notorious B. Like, what are you talking about? Are we doing shit to put people on? Are we following the fucking, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, they dubbed me. Once I left and Kendrick dropped Good Kid, they put him on the source with a fucking crown. And I'm like...
Like, this is what I was saying before. But people don't always get, like, what's the AA say? Like, the last is actually the first.
Absolutely.
Like...
I love that.
It's true. Like,
that is so true.
So that's true. At 19, because now I'm older, but that feeling of just like, I just want to go talk to people is things that not a lot of people have. Like, people will look at me crazy being like, you go where to talk to who? Like, by yourself? Like, you know, like,
Absolutely.
So for you to do that at 19, was that what your first, like?
I think like I did it at 19 only because of how I seen their office was. So it was like they had no like.
But you wanted to interview
people. They had like
people.
no heart. Yeah, I started off like I stopped my first 6-page spread at the source. I conducted interviews, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like when I got to the office, like they lost like their soul and spirit, like the heart, like the shit that I grew up looking at the source, like, oh shit, back at the source, you know what I'm saying? I felt like they lost that. So I think like me seeing that they lost it kind of put a fire under my ass to be like, nah, I ain't bringing this back. I was 19, I was hungry. I'm like, what do I have to do? Like,
what did you want to be? What was your like goal back then?
Honestly, and I'm glad I'm saying this on an interview for anyone that loves music or wants to work in the industry or anything. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I just knew that, and that's okay. I just knew that I was knowledgeable. I knew that hip hop raised me, and I knew that I wanted to be in that space. And I was like, yo, I'm just going to work for the source and figure this shit out. Like, I'm going to take over. Like,
but at 19 to be that hungry, like, you must have had something, like, pushing you.
Shit. Being in the Bronx, like, trying to get out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It was just, I just wanted something different.
Yeah.
I wanted to be and do, like, I looked up to these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, hip-hop really raised me. I looked up to the Angie Martinez's, the different women in hip-hop, Karen Civil. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hip-hop doesn't have enough of us. So at a young age, I'm like, no, I'm going to do something. Whether it's interviews, whether I'm doing interviews and then styling a 6-page spread and coming back and doing this, I'm doing everything because this is what I know I could push the culture forward. I'm knowledgeable. I know what I could do.
Why'd you get nervous for this interview then if you're showing up to 50's office every day at 19 years old?
I'm telling you, world and life kills off a lot of that shit, all right? That's what did Tupac say? Tupac said, you don't see no loud-mouth 30-year-olds running around. Tupac said it, and it's absolutely true. Like, you lose a lot in this business and in life, period. You lose a lot of that and that's probably why the source, when I got up there, was just like, and you know what I'm saying? And I get it. You lose the love for shit, the passion, you know what I'm saying? A lot of shit kills off a lot in life in general. So.
How do you keep it then? Like, since 19 to however old you are now, like, how do you keep your...
That's the thing. I lost it a bunch of times. People just don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, like, keeping it is just knowing that you don't want to go back to that. Keeping it is just knowing that you came this far. So it's like, how the fuck are you going to slip up now? You know what I'm saying? Keeping it is knowing that there's people watching you that don't want you to make it to where you're going. You know what I'm saying? But absolutely, I lost my shits a million times. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people need to know that. Because I feel like people that watch us in the industry or watch rappers or artists or whatever, they feel like everything is just it's so lit, it's so perfect, and we don't fail. And it's like, nah. Like, I lose my shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? I definitely need downtime most of the time. Like, all right, I need to separate, get my shit together. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely normal.
I feel that I was feeling burnt out a little bit, and then I was with Benny in Holyoke, Mass. a couple days ago, and I was like, do you ever get fucking tired? Because, like, we have the same hours in the day, like, and I'm tired from what I do, and I'm not. And he's like, the tiredness keeps me hungry.
Right.
And that kind of like, that's what we
That's
were
dope.
talking about in ours, but that shit's real. Like, no one else can give up. Like, I can't get, like, I guess you gotta, like, move past the, like, tiredness.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta work through it. Cause
Absolutely.
you're, at 19, you did that, and you're now, like, you jumped in at the beginning of the bet, you know, talking about that, and
Right.
look at BSF now.
Looking back at it,
You're about to go,
I was fucking wild for being 19 and just jumping into an industry like this. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't change
would that
it, though.
person be, like, happy with, like, what you're doing now?
Hell yeah. What? That's what the fuck you know what I'm saying? Just right now is like amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm super humble. So anybody that wants to talk to me or wants to take a picture with me, I could take 1,000,000 pictures, 20 pictures, but I'm going to be grateful for every picture because what the fuck? Yeah, I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? And I was definitely talking to Trav, Don't Watch TV. Shout out, Don't Watch TV. And I was like,
He has a mural, like, 2 blocks away.
yeah, dope. TV boy is lit. But I was telling him, I'm like, yo, I don't know if I want to do this interview because I don't know if, like, I've done enough. You know, I put so much pressure on myself. And just me as a consumer, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I click an interview, I want to know that I'm watching, I'm listening to somebody who's done enough for me to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, what? No, you need these interviews for 5 years from now, when you're fucking at the top of the world, you have that interview from Sam that's like, yo, look at me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he put things into perspective.
But why do you feel that now than when at 19? Did you, like, were you someone, like, why the fuck would 50 talk to you? Why the fuck, like, who were you?
See, this is the thing. I was interviewing 50. So it's like, it's not going to be about me.
I know, but you're like, why would I listen to this person talk about, like...
Because you're interested in 50. So you're going to listen to me ask those questions that you want to know about.
But you don't think you've done enough from, like, that point to now?
Absolutely. But I'm always so...
I do understand the being
Tough
hard
on
on
myself,
yourself.
yeah.
Because it sucks, but, like, to me, I feel like if I'm not tough on myself, then I'm not going to push myself to be more.
Exactly.
And
I never
that's-
want to get, like, complacent or feel like, oh, I'm lit.
And
Like,
that's the
no.
tiredness. Like, and that's the thing that Thug, I guess, is mid-30s now. But, like, he's been... I was honestly, like, one of the first 5,000 people that downloaded his first mixtape. I remember the second that shit dropped.
Honestly,
But, like,
yep.
now Benny and Griselda, they're... Like, Khan had his 40th birthday party.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and he dropped his debut and an album
Yeah.
a week after his 40th.
Yeah,
Like, you
congrats
have
to him,
to
shout out to him.
shout
Yeah.
out to him. You have to be hungry over a long period
Absolutely.
of time.
And pass me that water, T.
There you go.
Absolutely. And someone who taught me, like, I never met, to this day, an artist that works harder than Thug. Not one. Not one. He literally would buy out a studio for a fucking week, have Studio B his closet, Studio A he's there, and he literally would work all day, sleep there, work, like literally it was no leaving. And at first I'm like, what the fuck? You got number ones, you're fucking the illest, you know what I'm saying? But it taught me, like, this is when you need to work harder. You know what I'm saying? Before, when I was younger, I'm like, yo, I just need to get in the door. And it's like, no. Like, you get in the door, and when you're in the door, you need to work fucking harder to stay in that room.
Yeah.
And that's what Thug and working around certain people made me realize.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so tough on myself. Like, what? Okay, you did that. That's cool, Kat. But guess what? It's not about what you did. It's about what you're doing next.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? We got to keep our foot on their next period. You know what I'm saying? So
Now knowing your whole history, and I did get the okay from Bay to talk about the video on the podcast. Not that you need it, but he was
okay,
like,
okay.
yeah, ask her about them. But like, you're so nervous about this, but like, it seems like you're directing your first video tomorrow.
Yes.
Not tomorrow. You're in
Saturday.
this week.
This
yeah.
weekend.
And like, you're nervous
fucking
for it, but
nervous,
you've
yeah.
worked hard. And
But
have
you know
been-
what? Nervous. Another amazing quote from Trav. But being nervous is just having the nerve to do something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm nervous, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's normal. Like, it's like, okay, I'm going to grow through this. I'm going to be nervous, but I have the nerve to do this shit. And I'm nervous because I care. Like, I care about it being fucking fire. So.
Yeah, and that's an important song. Like, that's one of the best. That's one of my, like...
It's actually one of my top 3
It's-
songs.
Mine too. Honestly, I don't think I've played a song off that album more than that one.
Exactly. So it's like the pressure is on, you know.
Yeah.
Shout out to Benny. Benny is like one of the most genuine and like illest people I worked for in this industry. And he definitely believes in like and gives me the opportunity in this space to you know, just be myself, and he doesn't limit me to shit. So I appreciate him for that forever. I don't give a fuck where, you know, I'm always BSF 100% hands down, but they could get a rib basically because of that. That you don't find that in this industry, you know what I'm saying? So
And that's why it works. That's why you guys
Absolutely.
are growing, is because it's love and it is a family. Like,
Right.
And I see that from the, like, you know, the outside, seeing how you
Right.
guys like talk about each other.
Right.
Like, it's really cool.
yeah.
And now you're doing this. Now you're doing this video, and you're stressing about it.
Yeah, I'm fucking stressed, all right? Like, yo, everyone is like, yo, what the fuck are you stressed about? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking stressed. First of all, we're doing it with Joy Hubbard and Hairs, so they did, like, they're a big production company that works with, like, mostly, like, literally everyone in the industry. So it's already, like, something dope to put on my resume, and it's fucking Benny the Butcher. Like, no, I don't give a fuck. 10 years from now, I'm always a fan first. You know what I'm saying? It's Benny. Like, it matters. Right?
Yeah, when
Everything I do for Benny, I'm like, it's fucking Benny.
Yeah.
I'm a fan first. That is Benny. Unc is gonna see it. Hove is gonna see this right now.
Dude.
Drake is gonna be watching.
I said when Khan put me on the track and Chad was like, you have official credits on the track.
Amazing.
I was like,
That's dope.
do you know, like, you know, it's like I'm a fan for, you know, that shit. I
a
know
fan
the
first, hands
exact
down.
feeling, and that's why you know, you're like, why are the fans different? Not they, but it is because like we're all fans first. Cause
I
it's
feel like sorry to cut you off.
no, all good.
But I feel like our era, like the era that I'm from, and I hate to say that because I'm making myself sound old, and I'm not. But that I think like we appreciate the music more, and like we're okay with being fans. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Now is the younger generation is just like they're more careless to shit. With us, it's more precious. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what also keeps me going. Like the love
Yeah.
I have for music and just.
And all of it, like I love Thug. Stars was just asking me if I liked Yeet. I love Yeet. Like she didn't know,
Right.
she didn't know who he was. Like I like it all. Like I like
Right.
my top 2 artists the last year were Westside and YNJ.
Nice.
Like I literally
and it's like polar opposites.
legit
It's
like
what the
Coochie
fuck?
Man. Like people get so
Right.
fucking upset.
Like you
when
go
I
from that
say
to that.
shit.
That's
Yeah.
how my playlist is though. It's like
exactly. Like
it fucking jumps around.
but you saying like Thug and shit. Like that's awesome.
Absolutely. And you
'cause-
know what's crazy? My
it's-
playlist is like that, and my career is
Mhm.
like that. You know what I'm saying? I worked for someone that's like, you know, Thug, or then I'm fucking at the Source, then Griselda. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
When you were
know.
at that double XL shoot, what about it? Like, what about when you met them for the first time was different to you? Like, because you did not take it. You were like, I want to work with someone who's like more up and coming than.
I mean, as Benny, you know, when I first met Benny, like, you know, I told him from early on, like, you're it. Like, you got it. You know what I'm saying? And it was because of his passion and like his
an
hunger.
energy thing.
Yeah, his passion and his hunger, like, you know, you could hear it when he spoke. You know what I'm saying? When he spoke his plans into existence, like, you felt it. Like, okay, he's serious. You know what I'm saying? This is what he wants to do. He's going to do it. So when you feel that energy and it's genuine and you believe it, you're gonna do it. You're gonna jump on that ship. Because it's like, oh, they're going place. They're going to go.
Yeah.
And I believe in what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely He also has that love and that passion that I'm talking about. I feel like Conway and West, those guys really was brought up in an era where we care about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We care about our craft, and niggas, we just passionate. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you lose your passion is when you lose a lot. You lose that fire, that spark. You're just doing it for a check. And I don't feel like these guys are doing that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we all have that passion to where we care. At the end of the day, we are growing up. You know what I'm saying? You watch Hype Williams, Angie, like I said, certain people in the industry, and now we are those guys. So it's our job to push the culture forward for those kids that are watching. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel it, or do you feel like you're in the eye of the storm when you're doing this stuff?
Do I feel the pressure?
Do you feel the impact?
No, actually. So that's another thing. So you don't feel the impact because you're in it. You're in it. Like, you're in the fucking eye of the storm. You're making it happen. So and that's another thing that could probably fuck with your head. And I know probably it does with artists as well. Because you're not out there to see, like, who it's impacting and, like, how important what you're doing is, you know, how vital it is. So you kind of, like, when you lose your step, you're kind of like, fuck, like, you know what I'm saying? Why am I doing this? Should I keep doing this? Blah, blah, blah. So, nah, you don't feel the impact. If I did, though, that should have fucking catapulted me. I don't think I'd be depressed at all. Like, pressure, what? Lil Jose is looking up to me. I got Lil Katie right here. I got to show out for them. You know what I'm saying? Because we are those guys, you know? We are, like, me directing a video. Like, that automatically puts me in a space with a Hype Williams. And shout out to Hype Williams. Shout out to Haji. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Haji that's directing shit for A$AP Rocky and, like, just doing. We are those guys now. We got to.
Pusha T, like.
He just did the Pusha T shit. You know what I'm saying? So we are the guys that are setting. We are those guys that we used to look up to. You know what I'm saying?
And it's earlier you were saying, like, Angie Martinez, you were naming, like, the women, but, like, that is a very small, especially,
So
we were
small.
talking about this in this scene, but, like, you then, not,
Right.
it shouldn't matter, you know what I mean? It should just be, but, like, it is cool, because
Right.
you were saying, like, there are very few,
There-
especially in this, like, you know. I remember, like, a girl being like, I'm not even worried when you go to concerts because it's all dudes at a Griselda show anyway.
My love life is shit because I work for Griselda. It's like you're always around men, bitch. I know you're doing something. Nah.
It's the exact opposite of every other.
Absolutely. For the guys, the girls is like, go ahead.
Yeah, who gives those?
Stay a week. Nah, honestly, I love those guys. They are amazing, and I wouldn't trade them for a love life at all. I love them. I'm good. You know, you can't have everything.
You're in love with the work.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yep. But I am nervous, but I trust the team that I have, and I trust my vision. And like I said, it's okay. It's okay to be nervous. Shit, fuck it.
From that first time, like, interviewing at the Source, you said, of course, like, you lost passion at times, but was there any point you thought you were going to, like, fully just be like, fuck it?
Hell yeah. Too many times. Yo, first of all, my patience is shit. I think that's one of my life lessons on this earth, like, as a human, for me to learn patience. But it was a bunch of times where I was just like, yo, son, if this shit don't go my way, fuck this shit. I don't know. I'm going to be an RN. Like, I'm going back to school. Like, strip club. Not joking.
RN or stripper. It's
Right.
one or the other.
Polar opposites.
No in between.
West Side Gun or Gucci? I didn't know. I was just like, yo, fuck this shit, you know? And that's normal, too. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be, you know, people ask me, like, what's your ultimate goal? I just want to set an example for, like, people that look like me, that are coming from where I'm from. So it's okay to, like, want to give up. You know what I'm saying? Just don't. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I'm here. I'm not here because I'm, like, the greatest fucking anything. I'm here because I didn't give up.
Yeah. And you work hard.
Absolutely.
That's
So,
what is hard work trumps talent.
Exactly. Absolutely.
It's true. But then if you have both, like that's the, because I say that I do, like I know I'm not the best interviewer. There's people who went to journalism school.
Right.
I fucking smoke weed and release 3 episodes a week, 2 episodes a week. I don't prepare like.
Right.
But I know that that's putting in more hours, like getting to
Yeah.
my 10,000 hours. Like
Yeah.
hearing you say that you were doing it since 19, and you probably were even pushing before that. But like, or Tiana, you saying your first project you released 12 years ago. It's
Wow,
like
that's fire.
people don't realize how much time it actually goes into to get the like.
Absolutely.
Not the little amount of respect, but you know what I mean.
No, absolutely. The little amount of respect. Yo, I tell people all the time, people are not going to respect your shit until they have to. Until they have no other fucking
until you're
choice.
undeniable, yeah.
They're not going to respect your shit. And it's your job to just make these people have no other fucking choice. Like, that's how I go into shit every time. Like, the reason why I don't stop, I don't stop because, of course I love my team and I want to make Benny proud because he put me on, but I really don't stop because I'm going to make y'all respect my shit 100%. So people definitely don't respect your shit until they have to. So you could fucking be in this shit 20 years and then get that little respect.
Yeah.
Like, it takes that long.
It is funny because even hearing you be like, and this is a total respect thing, but like Benny put you on, but like you'd been putting on and working for yourself for a long time. It's such a funny.
That's the thing too. It's like, I think that's why we mesh so well because it's a respect there. Because it's like, all right, I know she is knowledgeable and I know she's been doing it and she can add. You know what I'm saying? It's not just me holding her hand and just giving her opportunities.
And you have the BSF chain. It's not like
deserving.
you're a rapper on the list, like all the the team has it. That's
Nah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's definitely why we mesh, and I think that's why he respects my vision and my opinion on music and shit. Not only because I argue niggas down, but also because he knows that I've been in this shit for so long and it's just what I love. So
Do you have future what you want to do, or do you just go with the flow now?
Future, what I want to do as far as what, like
bucket,
merch or
like bucket list goals for work.
Bucket list goals for work, absolutely. I mean, I definitely want to start a creative consulting company where, since I do so many things, I want to have it like under one umbrella where artists can come in one-stop shop, merch, videos, whatever is needed. You know what I'm saying? We definitely plan on doing that with BSF too, like as a whole. So,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some niggas won't be hitting my phone. But we're definitely doing that. That's definitely one of the goals. I mean, I have a bucket list. It's not necessarily too detailed, but it's just what I want shit to look like and what I want to do.
Do you get time for yourself? Like, do you get to...
And recently, I've been getting time to myself.
You need that sometimes.
Honestly, I be complaining about shit, but when I get that time to myself, I'll be like, all right, what the fuck do I do?
I do the same thing. I took the past month off of really fucking crazy pushing. I was like, why the fuck did I do that? I never stopped releasing all that, but it's like, why? And I was like, oh, I'm about to go hard the next few months. My body was you're going to Europe. You're about to shoot the video.
Absolutely blessed. I'm so grateful. And, but yeah, when I get that time to myself and shit gets quiet, I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? So I literally never stop thinking about work. So even when I try to take my alone time, it's like, nah, what's next? All right, what's the next merch? So I don't know. It's a fucking sickness. I need a therapist. It just never stops, bro. My mind is just like, yo, what the fuck? We got to do this. It's terrible.
Yeah, but would you rather be lazy and boring?
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
That's why I fucking do it.
No, you don't really get a choice. I feel like...
That's why I do it. That's why I'm like, yo, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it might be abnormal to some people, but it's what I want to do. I love it. I love it. I feel like people who get into something and we see people retire from shit early, and it's like, why the fuck would you leave when you're hot? I feel like it's because they didn't really have that passion died out and the love faded. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
as long as I still got the passion and love, I'm good.
You still got the passion and love?
Absolutely. I think I don't know. I'm a Gemini. I'm a passionate person by nature. So we could be fucking talking about donuts, and I'm like, no, chocolate with sprinkles.
Yeah.
It. Like, I'm just naturally like on go when it comes to shit that I'm passionate about. You know what I'm saying?
Were you listening to more like what do you like? Who are your top artists? Like, what do you listen to?
Top what, rappers of all time?
Yeah, or like what were your like top artists of last year? Because like you were working with Thug, and so do you listen to like were you ever listen to like the Griselda type stuff? Do you? Because I like all of it. Like,
What do you mean Griselda type stuff? I'm a hardcore hip hop fan. I'm
Yeah.
like a guy when it comes to music. Like, I DJ in those sprinters when the guys is on tour. Like, get Cat the aux cord, all right? I'm a heavy hip hop, like Kiss, The Logs, Hove. Hove is like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I met Hove for the first time.
How was that?
Obviously, I'm fanned out.
I know. Even the thought of it, she's getting excited.
Y'all are listening, like, okay, what happened? And I'm like,
She faints.
absolutely, he was about to faint. I had to hold it down though, because I couldn't embarrass Benny. But I was about to faint though. But yeah, Hove raised me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
You say any
definitely.
wild shit? Like, sometimes I'll get nervous and say wild shit when
Yo,
I
I
fan
didn't
out.
fucking speak at all. I was just like a deer in headlights. I'm like, holy shit, this man is glowing. Okay, like he literally had like a radiance, a glow to him. You know, shout outs to Hove, man. that's a part of the bucket list. You know what I'm saying? Hove, like, even, I'm sure he's watching, but acknowledging, what? I'm done.
The real
Kill
stuff.
me now, I'm good.
The real stuff you can't even imagine. Like, it's the real bucket
Thanks.
stuff. Shit, it's like you don't even really think about that until it happens.
Absolutely. Honestly, there's no way of planning this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I just have visions and I know what I want to happen.
How did you make it
But-
from like an intern to like a career?
So I stalked 50 Cent. Shout out to 50. Nah, honestly, I made it from an intern to the source because I got the 50 interview.
Mm-hmm. And then working with like, how did you get working with artists?
Okay.
Because like people listen, like I want to see the career path, so then people listening who are inspired like can
Right.
see like, oh, this is the blueprint for how I
All
do
right,
it.
for people listening, none of this shit was planned. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a fucking genius. All right, nah, I'm joking. I am a
She's
genius.
like, I am a genius.
No, honestly, I started working for the source. Shit was like slowing up. I had my own opinion on shit, like I said, through those interviews that I was conducting. But like I said, I always respect the source because the connections I made were through the source. So it's like, how the fuck could you ever shit? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, through these interviews, you do the interview. You're not just like, oh, bye. If you're like, oh, bye, then why the fuck are you doing it? You're doing these interviews to build relationships. And I knew that at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So, I literally, after different interviews, I would build relationships. You know what I'm saying? I met Fab. And after I left the source, that's what I started working for. Through the source, though. You know what I'm
So
saying?
Fab was the first artist you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then Fab.
And what were you doing for him?
Regular, like, I helped with the Face Off Dave East video shoot. I wrote, like, different excerpts for, like, his career, like, resume, beat selections, summertime shootout shit. Facts. So, working with Fab, I learned a lot, too. I learned the most working with Benny and Thug, but I learned a lot for
What
Fab,
other
too.
artists have you worked with?
Just Fab, Thug, and Benny. But I did work. Fab plugged me in with Clue. DJ Clue.
Yeah.
And I did work at Power 105.1 in Clue for a little minute. It
Oh,
was like a year. But through Clue, I met Thug. That's the thing. That's why I'm like, yo, it wasn't planned. It was just like, that's why nobody could really give you the mapping.
No, I
key
feel
to
you.
this shit,
We
you
were
know what I'm
talking
saying?
about that, like you working at a bank helped you in the end. Like every part of
Right,
your
it's
story,
no fucking
like
blueprint
yeah,
to this shit. It's just like the connections you're willing to make. You know what I'm saying? And who you're willing to go out your way to.
and when you see like a path, not blocking it.
Absolutely. And it's like an elevator pitch every time. You know what I'm saying? You having the balls. Like, here's the thing, though. On top of being consistent, it's really who had the balls to do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you know.
It's funny because I like, and I the Thug thing. Like I've always respected the Atlanta scene, heavy. Like, and the thing I really fuck up with it is like the hard work and just being like, it doesn't matter if other people are kind of you're just doing it for you. There's not
Right.
enough. There's not like slices in a pie. You know,
Right.
like it's
And
unlimited.
there's
That's why it says too much content up there. That's their whole thing. Is like there's
Right.
never too much content.
Yeah.
Like
And it's like I said, there's no blueprint to this shit. It's who has the balls to do it. So it's like a lot of people are in these same rooms, but they don't have the balls
Yeah.
to go up to someone and give an elevator pitch.
people get mad
Or-
at me like for that I'm the one doing this, but it's
Right.
like no one else was doing
Fuck
this.
'em.
Like I didn't even want I didn't want to do this, but I just fell into it. Like
You had the balls to do it. Shout outs to Hove. He said, you know,
Like-
that's his quote. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I was young and I had the balls to do shit. Like, I met Thug at the backstage of Powerhouse, like working for Clue. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you see someone, you have the balls to go up to them and talk and say whatever and
yeah,
elevator pitch, and that goes from there.
and not take anything personally because you are gonna get a lot of no's and a lot of people like.
I don't know. I'm
Do you
trying to
take
think.
shit personal?
I don't know if I got no's before.
Mm,
I definitely met a lot of assholes.
yeah.
Sorry. But no one had the balls to tell me, like, no, go away. Nah. Thank God.
It's more of an energy thing. I get But no, I get it.
I think
like,
that's also a plus
for
of
me.
being a female.
It's also the being me. Like I know when I walk in a room who I am. You know, like I
Yeah.
know.
And then it's also how you, it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When I say elevator pitch, I don't mean like go up to them in like an awkward place, like, yo, I'm the fucking best, I can do this. Nah, like, of course you act regular. Like, I feel like people just don't know how to be regular no more. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just about stepping into every room as yourself and being confident and letting shit flow, not forcing anything. Don't go and, I'm not telling people see an artist and force themselves on them. Nah, like,
No,
act
but,
regular.
But you were like, oh, the Benny interview hasn't happened. It's like, nah, like he's told me he's gonna come on. I'm not pushing it. It's like I would. It's about building a relationship. I'd rather be cool and then
Exactly.
like, all right, I'm gonna give you whatever amount of money. Because I've never taken money for an interview and I've never paid for an interview and I never will. Like I'm saying that like that's
Right.
not where I'm making my money. I want it to be
Okay.
authentic.
That's dope.
Like I want people to build the relationship and want to talk to me. Like
Exactly.
it's not gonna come across right if I give you a certain amount of money and then you
Exactly.
pay to be you pay to be on and then you're just like, all right, this is a job for me. It's like, nah.
Right, and that's the key to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just being yourself and just having people want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? Want to hear your insight on shit and all of that. So that's all I say. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
people just don't have the balls to do it. You know, and if I was to give any advice to anyone, it's not only consistency, but you definitely have to have the balls to be yourself in any room. I feel like it's not just have the balls to go up to someone. I feel like sometimes people just don't have that confidence to be themselves in every room. Like, no, do that, because that's also a part of your consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People trust in that. In this industry, trust is huge. So if they could trust you to be you every time, you go a long way with that. You know what I'm saying?
Because even if someone's trying to be a better version of themselves, I can tell they're being fake. Like when
Right.
they're putting on.
I mean,
something.
even if you're trying to be a better version of yourself, your course remains the same.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm
you should
saying?
always
So
be a better, but like when you're putting on a fake like
absolutely
persona about
right.
it.
So like a tree can grow to a fucking skyscraper, but their roots, their core remains the same. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't change.
Yeah.
So growth is of course necessary, but always remain yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because people can trust in that. Like, okay, I just put out a song. Who can I call? Okay, I can call Kat because I trust that she's gonna be Kat and she's gonna give me her genuine opinion. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
just be a yes man.
That's
yeah.
a part of like.
That is tough though, because a lot of people send me their music and I just want to be like, this is trash, but I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, it's how you say shit though, Sam. It's how you say shit. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely tell them. Like, you know, I always say like, if I'm gonna say something is trash, I'm gonna say this should be done along with it. So it's constructive criticism and it's not just flat out criticism.
Yeah. When you were like, I know I asked you this before, but when you were like 16, like what did you think your future was gonna be?
When I was 16, I was lit. I wasn't even thinking about. I was outside. Nah.
Because you started at 19, so that means you had like what like.
Yo, this is fucking tough. When I was 16, I was outside. Yo, I was not thinking about what the fuck I'm gonna be when I'm 18, and I think I think like that's something that our neighborhoods fail, like in New York, like in poverty. You know what I'm saying? Because at 16, I should have been thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? But so I feel like society's failed poverty in that sense, kids in poverty in that sense. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, I was lit though.
How
was
about
not
at
worried about that.
18?
At 18, that's when I was like, okay, fuck, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm
Why?
saying? You graduate high school. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of everyone graduates high school at that age. Why did you like have this like?
That's what I'm telling you though. The pressure is on. You know what I'm saying? Girls was having babies around me and shit, and I just knew like that's not true. Like that's not, you know, what you want to do. Growing up, I was always like tomboyish. I wouldn't say fully tomboy. I had a fully tomboy moment, but I was always like around guys. So I had like that perspective of like do more and be more. It wasn't just like rather than if I was around girls and all they want to know about is boys. No, like I was around guys and they're like barbershop arguments. You got to do this. You got to be this. And it's always competitive amongst guys and you always got to be the best. And I feel like that molded me a lot. You know what I'm saying?
So you felt like you found your path instead of like being born with it.
Nah, I feel like I was born with it, but I didn't tap into the shit because I grew up in the Bronx.
Was there a moment?
So it's like so much going on, and that's another thing about kids in New York City. We have so much opportunity, but it's so much going on that we don't have, like, we don't tap into it. Like, we don't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It's, you go downstairs, it's 30 niggas in front of the store. You know what I'm saying? So it's mad shit going on. So you just don't know. You get caught up in mad little shit before you even think about, okay, what am I doing?
Yeah. But
yeah.
but you did find it younger than most people do. Think about like people that you graduated with. Like they probably weren't doing what you were doing at 19.
Nah, honestly, yo.
Like anybody, you know?
You know what? If I was to credit it to anyone, you know, along with my block and the guys on my block, because they definitely taught me that passion and barbershop arguments and all that. They gave me my character. But if I was to credit anyone, it would be my dad. You know, my dad passed away when I was young, and he introduced me to hip-hop. So he would, like, smoke weed, and, like, he would be like, yo, I'm about to play this song for you. And I'm going to play it 3 times, and by this 3rd time, I'm going to pause it, and you're going to rap it. Like it's yours, though. You got to have passion. And he would be high, so when I'll be rapping like it was mine, he would sit back and laugh and shit. So he introduced me to that, and I feel like when he passed away, like, I was just like, I got to take this shit and, you know, make him proud. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
feel like I'm still using that as fuel to this day. So when I was 18, like I said, seeing like girls have kids and just falling victim to like, you know, what we're society, I guess. I was just like, nah, like I got to do something. You know what I'm saying? More than just that. And shout out to everybody because it's no problem with starting families and shit. But I just knew it wasn't me.
Yeah. Did you always want to be more like behind the scenes, or did you ever want to be the artist?
Oh yeah, I always wanted to be behind the scenes. Always. Like the most I've been in front is with BSF and Benny. And it's like they gotta force me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do it. Like, you gotta do this. And I'm like, nah, I'm too shy. Now I'm getting more like a hang of shit. But yeah, no, always behind the scenes.
Would you
Like,
ever go back to the interviews, doing interviews?
Nah, no way. No way. These niggas is not that interesting. I'm joking.
I trust me. I'm like, why are motherfuckers listening to me talk to people?
Like, bruh, I don't take myself that serious, bruh. That's why it's just crazy. I really don't take myself serious enough to be like, yo, people want to hear me talk. Like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm humble as fuck. Like, the fuck? Nah, I don't. Never. It was fun.
I took that as a
though.
personal attack. Did you hear?
Oh my God! Nigga said, doo, 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 doo. Nah, I'm joking. No, I didn't. But I'm saying me. I
No,
had
I feel
fun
you.
though.
I
Yo, I
feel you.
fucking interviewed Taz Arnold, bruh. At fucking 19, 20 years old, Taz Arnold is a fucking legend. I would never erase being an interviewer. Hell
Who
no.
else have you interviewed?
50 Taz Arnold. Taz Arnold just takes the fucking cake. Who else have I? Young Chop, when Young Chop was lit. Chief Keef, when Chief Keef put Don't Like out. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yams, rest in peace, Yams.
Rest in peace.
Damn, it was a lot of people.
That is crazy.
It
Damn,
was
I
a
had no
lot of
idea
people.
about that stuff.
No,
See, this is why you
yeah.
gotta do interviews. Is because I'm happy I got to hear like your story. Like
Right.
honestly,
Don't push it, Sam. Nah, I'm joking.
I'll delete your episode and her episode. You both can fuck off.
Damn. Nigga said the real comes out, right? Sam Bucked Up Podcast.
You can
The
bu-
real edition. The real.
You can fucking be sassy to me like one on one, but not together. I'll take.
Yo, Sam.
You were just sitting over there. I didn't mean to attack you. It
Nah,
was from
Sam.
earlier.
It's all fucking love, yo. I feel like being from New York City, though, sometimes people don't understand, like,
She didn't hear
the tough love,
Yo,
bruh.
she didn't understand what I was saying, and I said it's true. I was like, chicks from New York talk like men coming back from war, like living in New York.
We been through
harms
shit, you
women.
heard?
That's what I'm
You heard?
saying.
I'ma
She
talk
knows
like
what
that.
I'm talking about. On the last interview, people are gonna be like, well, it just got silent when I said that.
Listen, we been through shit.
Yeah.
alright?
That's what you're talking about.
Iraq.
The persistence of just pushing through. You weren't gonna be like.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? That's why we talk like that. But it's tough love, though. And it's all love, Sam.
Of course.
Don't, you know what I'm saying?
Of course. You're going to Europe. You're about to ball out. You can enjoy it because you're about to do
Niggas
the
in
hardest.
Paris. Shout out to Hope again. How many times did I name drop Hope here?
You 3 or 4.
Whole interview. Let's talk about Hope.
A whole winter. But you get to shoot the video, then you can enjoy Europe.
Absolutely. Video this weekend. We're dropping a Good Friday merch.
Oh, are you? Can I see it?
Yes, after the interview, of
All
course.
right, yeah. This is
And yeah, then we got Europe. We got a Griselda tour.
I'll be at the Griselda tour.
Yeah. My favorite is when everyone's together. Like, those are my favorite times.
Mine
It's
too.
like all my favorite people in the same room.
I found a picture from like 2017 of me, Wes, Benny, and Khan, and I have a free 03 Greedo shirt on.
Wow.
I don't know if do you even know who 03 Greedo is? You know who he is? I used to fuck with, but I just thought that was such a funny
That's
like
fucking
when they were
dope
all
as shit.
together. That was the last time I've seen them all perform together. Because the next tour, it was the girl I was dating's birthday, and she was like, "I'm not going to see Griselda on my birthday." I'm like, "God damn it!"
Griselda over hoes.
That's what I
No disrespect to the ex though. I'm sure she was.
Nah,
wonderful.
she was the one who told
It's
me
just
I
a
was
joke.
too autistic about Griselda.
Oh, nah, she could go. All right. Matter of fact, send me her page.
She's from the Bronx. You can fight her.
She's not from the Bronx.
She is from the.
She's from Jersey.
She's from Bronxville.
Right? Absolutely.
No, but I will be
not.
at that tour. I'm gonna try to go to all the shows.
Please,
I'm
yo,
trying to go
I
to the
love
LA show. I'm going out to LA in a few weeks to see AA.
Fire. Okay, so I was just in LA and I landed and I'm like, who the fuck is calling me? And it's Wes and AA. And I'm like, what the fuck? I land and I see y'all. I can't escape this shit. Like, I didn't even know you were gonna be here. Like,
That is
he's
funny.
like, what are you doing here? I'm like, trying to get fresh air. Like, the fuck? And I see you. Nah, shout out to Wes.
You ever
love
done
Wes,
mushrooms?
Man. Wes is a genius. No. I
That's what
haven't.
AA and I are gonna do.
Amazing. Not amazing that you're putting a man's business out there. But
Wait,
it's
he did it on
amazing.
the he held up a bag of mushrooms and ate it on the podcast.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a wild boy.
I'm going out to be on his podcast.
But you know what?
Yeah.
His thought process, it explains that he eats mushrooms. Because that nigga, he
100%.
thinks so fucking deep.
But
He's
the third
amazing.
eye shit, I'm also
He's a
going to
fucking
talk to
amazing.
Isaac. Shout out Isaac.
Yeah, shout out Isaac. Hey, he's amazing. No, back to him, no.
Yeah.
And that explains a lot.
That was one of my favorite interviews I've ever done. Who was it? Were you the one who asked that? Or was it Stars that asked what was my favorite interview? AA was
AA.
probably.
Yo, listen, if I was to do shrooms with anyone, it would be AA. So you know what? I'm gonna call him and
we should do the LA Griselda show. I'm
Come
doing it with
on,
you
bruh.
and LA.
First
You
of
and
all,
AA.
it definitely can't be at the show. Got to be like in a room somewhere, some shit. Because I am off the drugs. I'm a weirdo. All right.
Off the drugs? Not normally?
Check him out. Absolutely. He thinks shit is a game.
She said you were going to smack me on the podcast.
Did she? Yo, I don't promote violence. I don't know why everybody be saying that. But it definitely has to be in a room or some shit because I have to do shrooms with AA, bro. That he would probably fucking have me thinking of some shit that
Some
I've
crazy.
never fucking
I know.
thought
I'm
of.
excited.
Like he's fucking too in tune. Like it's
He
so
know- yeah.
fire. It's
Mhm.
so fire.
Man, thank you for doing this. This was awesome.
Thank you for having me. It was fucking
Was
dope.
it less nerve-wracking than you thought it was going to
I
be?
ain't gonna hold you. My voice was cracking a little because I was a little nervous. But as it went on, I'm like, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? I never got a chance to really, like you said. So it's dope. I love it. Thank you for having me.
Of
and
course.
fucking caring.
Of
I
course.
fuck with you for life for that.
Man, thank you. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Where can people find you?
On Instagram, Wraith Evans. Shout out to Bodie for the name. And anywhere you see Benny. Fuck it. Griselda, you see Cat.
Peace out, everyone.
Peace.